Hey everyone, welcome back to Home Library Book Review. Today we present to you another book review on the 48 Laws of Power by author Robert Greene. This book argues that if you manage to charm and deceive your opponents, you will attain the ultimate power. Author states that the better you become at handling power, the better friend and person you will become. We have divided the review in several parts to accommodate all the 48 laws. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, please do subscribe with the bell notification so that you are the first one to receive our videos. So let's get started right away.
Welcome to Home Library Book Review, where we select a book right from the shelf and explain its learning through easy to understand text, graphics, examples, and animation, along with discussion with family members. You can now order your book review video on www.home-library.com.
Today, we're gonna be reviewing The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene.
This book is an international bestseller. It gives advice on how to get to the top and stay there. To be able to cover all the 48 laws of power, we have divided this review into 10 parts. This is part 7 of 10. Laws covered here are from 31 to 35. It also has Goodreads rating of 4 out of 5. Is an American author and public speaker. Best known for his books on strategy, power, and seduction. His bestseller books include The 48 Laws of Power, The Art of Seduction, and Mastery. Born and raised in a middle-class Jew family of California, he studied at the University of California and University of Wisconsin to obtain a degree in classical studies. His books are known for apt quotations. His writing commands a wide array of followers ranging from businessmen, prison inmates, war historians, to musicians of show business. But before we move ahead, Arnav, what do you understand by power?
Dad, I think power means ability to do something.
Yes, it could also mean capacity or potential or even capability or competence. You know, Arnav, there is a quotation which says, power is neither good or bad, but its user makes it so. Now, I can't wait to review all the laws of power in this book. How about you, Arnav?
Sure, Dad, let's begin.
Law 31. Control the options. Get others to play with the cards you deal. The best deceptions are the ones that seem to give the other person a choice. Your victims feel they are in control but are actually your puppets. Give people options that come out in your favor, whichever one they choose. Force them to make choices between the lesser of two evils, both of which serve your purpose. Put them on the horns of a dilemma. They are gored wherever they turn. Words like freedom, options, and choice evoke a power of possibility far beyond the reality of the benefits they entail. When examined closely, the choices we have in the marketplace, in elections, in our jobs, tend to have noticeable limitations. They're often a matter of choice simply between A and B, with the rest of the alphabet out of the picture. Yet, as long as the faintest mirage of choice flickers on, we rarely focus on the missing options. This supplies the clever and cunning with enormous opportunities for deception. For people who are choosing between alternatives, find it hard to believe they are being manipulated or deceived. They cannot see that you are allowing them a small amount of free will in exchange for a much more powerful imposition of your own will. Setting up a narrow range of choices, then, should always be a part of your deceptions. For the wounds and every other evil that men inflict upon themselves spontaneously and of their own choices are in the long run less painful than those inflicted by others. Law number 32. Play to people's fantasies. The truth is often avoided because it is ugly and unpleasant. Never appeal to truth and reality unless you are prepared for the anger that comes from disenchantment. Life is so harsh and distressing that people who can manufacture romance or conjure up fantasies are like oases in the desert. Everyone flocks to them. There is great power in tapping into the fantasies of the masses. Fantasy can never operate alone. It requires the backdrop of the humdrum and the mundane. It is the oppressiveness of reality that allows fantasy to take root and bloom. The person who can spin a fantasy out of an oppressive reality has access to untold power. As you search for the fantasy that will take hold of the masses, then keep your eye on the banal truth that weigh heavily on us all. Never be distracted by people's glamorous portraits of themselves and their lives. Search and dig for what really imprisons them. Once you find that, you have the magical key that will put great power in your hands. A sudden transformation will bring a total change in one's fortunes. Bypassing work, luck, self-sacrifice, and time in one fantastic stroke. This is, of course, the fantasy par excellence for the people who prowl among us on this day. Promise a great and total change from poor to rich, sickness to health, misery to ecstasy, and you will have followers. Law number 33. Discover each man's thumbscrew. Everyone has a weakness, a gap in the castle wall. That weakness is usually an insecurity, an uncontrollable emotion or need. It can also be a small secret pleasure. Either way, once found, it is a thumbscrew you can turn to your advantage. We all have resistances. We live with a perpetual armor around ourselves to defend against change and the intrusive actions of friends and rivals. One of the most important things to realize about people, though, is that they all have a weakness, some part of their psychological armor that will not resist, that will bend to your will if you find it and push on it. Some people wear their weaknesses openly, others disguise them. Those who disguise them are often the ones most effectively undone through that one chink in their armor. The key is not only what you look for, but where and how you look. Everyday conversation supplies the richest mine of weaknesses, so train yourself to listen. If you suspect that someone has a particular soft spot, probe for it indirectly. Train your eye for details. How someone tips a waiter, what delights a person, the hidden messages in clothes. Find people's idols, the things they worship, and will do anything to get. Perhaps you can be the supplier of their fantasies. Remember, since we all try to hide our weaknesses, there is little to be learned from our conscious behavior. What oozes out in the little things outside our conscious control is what you want to know. The thumbscrew, your enemy, has secrets that he guards, things, thoughts he will not reveal. But they come out in ways he cannot help. It is there somewhere, a groove of weakness on his head, at his heart, over his belly. Once you find the groove, put your thumb in it and turn him at will. Law number 34. Be loyal in your own fashion. Act like a king to be treated like one. The way you carry yourself will often determine how you are treated. In the long run, appearing vulgar or uncommon will make people disrespect you. For a king respects himself and inspires the same sentiment in others. By acting regally and confident of your powers, you make yourself seem destined to wear a crown. As children, we start our lives with great exuberance, expecting and demanding everything from the world. This generally carries over into our first forays into society as we begin our careers. But as we grow older, the rebuffs and failures we experience set up boundaries that only get firmer with time. Coming to expect less from the world, we accept limitations that are rarely self-imposed. We start to bow and scrape and apologize for even the simplest of requests. The solution to such a shrinking of horizons is to deliberately force ourselves in the opposite direction, to downplay the failures and ignore the limitations, to make ourselves demand and expect as much as the child. To accomplish this, we must use a particular strategy upon ourselves. Call it the strategy of the crown. This strategy is based on a simple chain of cause and effect. If we believe we are destined for great things, our belief will radiate outward, just as a crown creates an aura around a king. This outward radiance will infect the people around us, who will think we must have reasons to feel so confident. Throughout history, people of undistinguished birth have managed to work the strategy of the crown, believing so firmly in their own greatness that it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The trick is simple. Be overcome by your self-belief. Law number 35. Master the art of timing. Never seem to be in a hurry. Hurrying betrays a lack of control over yourself and over time. Always seem patient, as if you know that everything will come to you eventually. Become a detective of the right moment. Sniff out the spirit of the times, the trends that will carry you to power. Learn to stand back when the time is not yet right, and to strike fiercely when it has reached fruition. Time is an artificial concept that we ourselves have created to make the limitlessness of eternity and the universe more bearable, more human. Since we have constructed the concept of time, we are also able to mold it to some degree, to play tricks with it. The time of a child is long and slow, with vast expanses. The time of an adult whizzes by frighteningly fast. Time then depends on perception, which we know can be willfully altered. This is the first thing to understand in mastering the art of timing. There are three kinds of time for us to deal with. Each presents problems that can be solved with skill and practice. First, there is long time, the drawn out, years long kind of time that must be managed with patience and gentle guidance. Next, there is force time, the short term time that we can manipulate as an offensive weapon, upsetting the timings of our opponents. And finally, there is end time, when a plan must be executed with speed and force. Let's revise the 5 laws that we have learned today. Law number 31. Control the options, get others to play with the cards you deal. Law number 32. Play to people's fantasies. Law number 33. Discover each man's thumbscrew. Law number 34. Be royal in your own fashion. Act like a king to be treated like one. And law number 35. Master the art of timing. Part 8 coming soon. Please subscribe to the channel so that you're the first one to receive when it comes. In Part 8, we will be reviewing Law 36 to Law 40. Law 36. Disdain things you cannot have. Ignoring them is the best revenge. Law 37. Create compelling spectacles. Law 38. Think as you like but behave like others. Law number 39, stir up waters to catch fish. And finally, law 40, despise the free lunch.
Thank you for watching this video. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Also press the bell notification button to stay notified about our videos. Also visit our website www.home-library.com. Until next time, take care and bye.